Oh, where did you meet your girlfriend?
Oh God, that one was no, the Mile High is. I was going to Antarctica.
Mile High.
Whoa, hey yo.
Oh, you don't want a mile?
Do you know what the Mile High Club is?
No.
Yeah.
That's when you fornicate on an airplane. Mile High Club.
Gotcha. Wait, the Mile High is the transition, not the club.
Okay.
No, we were going to Antarctica, so we're in South Africa, about to go to Antarctica. I got Logan, I got Casey Neistat, I got the entourage. We're doing it.
They're your entourage.
And then, and then we wake up, and they're just like, everyone in Antarctica has COVID. And I'm just like, what does that mean? They're like, every single person in the base in Antarctica tested positive for COVID today. Because it's like this thing where they let like billionaires come in and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so the billionaire before us was just like, fuck everyone. We're just going to give them all COVID. And so they're like all in Antarctica. They had to all be medevaced out and all of it. And so like we were like about to board the plane, fly there and do 50 hours in Antarctica. And now it's just a wasteland. There's no one there to like clear off the ice runway or anything. And so we're like, maybe we can figure it out. So we're like chilling in South Africa for a couple of days. And then I was just at dinner with a friend, and then her friend, who's my current girlfriend, just stopped by. I was like, she just stopped by to say hi to her, and like within 5 seconds, I was like, "Holy shit, this girl is beautiful." And then, but I have to go through the test because like I don't really get along with women if like they don't love learning, they're not obsessive, they don't have a hobby, they don't like their job. Like there's just certain things where if you have these traits, we get along really well. Yeah. And if you don't, like it's impossible for us to hang out. Yeah. So I had to put her through the ringer and start asking questions. Yeah. What do you do? And then she was like, I'm an author. And I was like, fuck yeah, good. She has a hobby. And then we started talking and I just tried to get a feel if she likes learning. Like, whatever. What do you like to do? Sounds cringe, but like what kind of content you consume, and it was more like documentary, educational, and like the type of stuff she does. And she has multiple degrees. You could tell she likes learning. Yeah. She's about to get a neuroscience degree just for fun, not even to get a job.
That's amazing.
Because like she invested in Bitcoin and did well, so she doesn't even like need it. And she was like checking all the boxes. And I had like these 10 things where like, if I meet a girl that's like beautiful and they have these 10 traits, like we're gonna be literally best friends. Right. Checked every single one of them.
Nice feet.
No, that was 11.
Okay.
I can give on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
This is my nerdiness is showing because it's like
now I'm here. Yeah. This is where I come in. I'm saying for you.
Like, I'm like the true definition of a nerd. Like I just need a partner who loves learning, and just wants to improve. Like. For us now, like an idea of a date is just to like take an IQ test and then study and see if we can get it higher. Like, I love it, and I love watching documentaries. And like, we'll go buy 2 books, we'll read it, and like quiz each other. Absolute nerd. I'm a fucking nerd, but that's what I needed. Someone like that. Yeah. And it's like very hard to find someone like that. That's also like obviously very beautiful.
Hot. Yeah.
And so the second she like checked all those boxes, this was probably like the like 40th different girl I had talked to since my ex, and I was just waiting till I found someone that. Like met all these criteria. The second she checked them, I was like, "That's it." Yeah.
Wow.
So then I waited a couple of days, and then I just DM'd her. I was like, "Oh, so your book? Can I read it?" She sent it over, read the whole book, and it was just like acting like it was the greatest book ever, asking her questions until we hung out again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you officially ask her. You go, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" Or you guys just talk?
Well,
for a
that's
while
where it's weird because she's in South Africa. Yeah. Which is like a 30-hour flight away. She can't come to America because she doesn't have a visa. Yeah. So like. This is how I'm into her, because I like a 30-hour flight there and a 30-hour flight back.
You've flown crazy. To go hang?
Yeah, so I just fly out there to hang out with her and show that like I'm a real human, because I literally saw her for like 20, 30 minutes at dinner, and then I instantly flew back because the Antarctica shoot's canceled. Yeah, and so it's like it was a little weird at first, because it's not like, oh, let's just hang out. It's like, hey, can I spend 30 hours on a plane to see you? Yeah. And then I instantly have to spend 30 hours the next day to fly back because I have a company to run. Yeah. And just flying there takes 3 entire days on a plane.
Fucked.
So then like the visa, this is where it gets interesting. To get a visa, they're like, oh, it'll take 2 years. Like even like a tourist visa.
Yeah, same with India to here.
Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah. But one thing that's interesting is when people cancel, so it's a website, you see all the dates, it'll be like, the first date's 8 months down the road. Well, when people cancel, it's first come, first serve. And so when we found that out, so like, we had our appointment like 8 or 9 months out, but when someone canceled 6 months out, we just paid someone to sit there and refresh. and then book it for when it came out.
Wow.
So like someone would cancel 6 months out,
Genius.
ours, fucking ours. Now it's like, great, all right, now I get her in 6 months.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking perfect. Fuck flying over there.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days ago, like we just hired this person to do it, and that's all they did. Like
Brilliant.
all day, just refresh that page, and then we get it 4 months out. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great. 3 months, every day I'm waking up and it's getting a little shorter. And then it's like a drought, like no cancellations, no nothing. I'm like, God damn it, I still gotta wait 3 months. That means I gotta fly to South Africa like 4 times.
You hire her and sponsor a visa, copywriter.
I don't know. All that shit takes time. But this is the quickest method.
Seems like a great solution. He's like,
I don't know about
cut that from the episode. Cut that one from
I'm pressing your screen, shorty.
She starts giving you attitude on the phone. You're like, 8 months. Oops. Weird.
But then I wake up one day from like 20. We have like 20
Yo,
missed
shut
calls.
up, Dub. He says, shut up, Dub.
Tells you,
We got a good system here.
Romantic
I
ass.
had 3 visa attorneys looking into it. Those were options. They just take longer.
Yeah.
But
Shut up, bro. The flight.
jet lag. I was looking
You don't
after
think you
him.
got visa attorneys, dogs?
Yeah.
we were paying out the ass on the attorneys. But then I wake up one
How
day.
much you have to pay him to lie to your girlfriend?
She comes over, just a bad date, and I'm like, you know what? Hey, tell her she can't come back.
Tell her the borders are closed.
I did think of that because like I could fly over there, and if things didn't go well, I could just stop answering her calls, and there's
Immediately.
nothing she can do about it. Which I did think about that at one point. I was like, if I just didn't respond to her text, like, what's she gonna do?
It's over.
She can't fly to
America.
So, but anyways, I wake up one day to like 20 missed calls, and the person's like, yeah, we got an appointment like 5 hours from now, but she needs to go there. And she was still asleep. So I'm like calling her family to like go wake her up. And someone literally canceled like that day, and she got in there. And
Oh, she got in.
yeah, she got in. And then it was like 9 months down to like 2 weeks because we just took spots when people canceled. It was great. And then there you go.
So now she's on the way.
Yeah, but then we used up like 80 of the 90 days you get on the tourist visa. So now we're having to figure out something else because now she can't really come because we're trying to save some days for Christmas, and I just can't fly to South Africa. It's so far away.
Why doesn't she just fly here?
Because she can only come here 90 days a year.
Oh.
Tourist visa.
But they don't really. That's,
Well, I know.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're about to push it. But there is a chance like she could come here and they're just like, nah, fuck you. Go back to Africa.
Yeah, you don't want to risk that. You go a few days over, they check the books, and they're like, oops, you can't come in.
Yeah, well, the worst part is you don't know till you land. So she can land, go through everything, and then the border agent's like, nah, go back to fucking Africa.
yeah, but at least she's flying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck her.
Do you want to see me or not? Like, that's what you got to say.
So that's what I'm currently
You don't
trying
like
to
miles?
navigate.
You don't like frequent flyer miles? You can use them to upgrade next time to a late flight.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
But it's great because, like I said, she's a nerd like me. So, like,
Oh,
we're
that's
just,
great.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So you guys do like Zoom dates and stuff?
We honestly play Scrabble on our phones and try to
Really?
increase our. It's dumb. I feel it now that I say it out loud. I'm realizing how bad it's gotten.
No,
but
this
it's
is,
great.
This is like when you describe Game of Thrones to someone who's never watched it, and
Yeah.
you're talking about what you believe is the coolest show ever.
Yeah.
But you're like, dude, it's dragons and like castles
Yeah.
and like,
And I'm like,
what the fuck are you watching, bro?
all I've ever wanted is someone to just read books with me, watch documentaries, and just like learn with me. Because then, if you're not learning, then it's like I could make $100,000 an hour or whatever. So it's like, how can I justify spending an hour of time with you
Yeah.
if I'm not becoming a better person?
What a flex that
so
was.
that's why it's like I have to be getting better with my partner.
Yeah.
Or how the fuck am I going to invest
Yeah.
20, 30,000 hours?
You literally know the value of your time.
Yeah, basically.
Like every time you go on a date with her, you were spending an immense amount
But
of money.
that's why I was so particular because it's hard because I've optimized my life so much in a way where down to the numbers, I can't just shut it off and be like, oh, well, this doesn't count. I know the value of that 2-hour date at fucking Red Lobster. I know it. And so if I'm not getting smarter, it's just like, it just literally destroys my entire psychology.
Yeah.
And I just like, lose my mind. I'll have a mental like fucking breakdown. I'll be like, this is not like, if I extrapolate this out over 10 years, I'm fucked. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But now that I have someone that makes me smarter and we like learn together, it's great. I forward extrapolate, I'm way smarter and it works.
How serious does that get? Like when you go to take a pee, are you like calculating how much time you're wasting right now?
The problem is like we're not robots, so we can't work all the time. So the way I
Notice
see
I
it,
said that's a problem.
it is. It's annoying. I wish you could. So you gotta basically when you're not working, you have to be full decompression. So like you're either working and going 100 miles an hour, or you're like doing nothing you don't like, outsource everything. You shouldn't cook, you shouldn't touch anything, you shouldn't go shopping, you should only do what you feel like doing so you quickly recharge and then you can get right back to it. You know what I mean? So like there are certain things that are just necessary because you have to recharge. Like just having fun and not working.
What is decompression for you?
Weirdly enough, watching documentaries, reading books, that kind of stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff I enjoy, or watching anime and things like that.
Yeah.
And when you're decompressing, you need to be fully decompressing.
Yeah.
So then like there's time between you working is as short as possible so you can just keep going.
What's the best documentary you've seen?
Loose
I mean, the last
change?
one I watched was like on Alexander the Great. Because like at one point he ruled half the world and the other half was owned by like the Persian king at the time.
And he bodied him too.
Yeah, well, and they were like, and he was 23. And they were like, hey, let's just split the world 50-50. You can own half the world. I'll give you all this money. And the motherfucker was like, fuck you, I want it all.
Bro.
And when I heard that story, I was like, that's crazy. So I just like went balls deep and like learning about this crazy ass motherfucker.
He looked at the moon and wept for he could not conquer it.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. It's fucking crazy. And he never lost a major battle. Just such a badass in every way. And so, yeah, I watched
Where did he
that
die?
one.
He died in Persia, right?
He died in a tent of a disease. It was whatever, when he was like 24.
Yeah, that's right. He died young.
Exactly. If he didn't, history would be different.
Last one, take it off.
24. Yeah, and crazy thing about Alexander the Great, from Macedonia.
In Italy?
No, Macedonia is its own country, not even part of Greece anymore. So we imagine the most famous Greek person isn't even Greek.
Crazy.
Isn't that wild?
I must have skipped that part.
I didn't know he was considered Greek.
Yeah, no?
I just
Isn't that the Greek Empire?
Yeah, he's
Macedonian.
Greek.
Oh,
Greek.
interesting.
I mean, he's considered Greek.
We look at that as what
Greek
year
Empire,
is
yeah.
Alexander the Great? This is like early Antigone, no?
Yeah, I think so.
I love, you know your history. I like that.
I like it a little bit.
Yeah.
I just think it's so fascinating that like the way that we learn the world is not reflective of how it is now.
Yeah.
So it's been carved up since.
Yeah. It's
You
written
know?
by the winner and whoever, wants to tell the story. Yep.
Yeah, like Napoleon to us is this French guy.
The
He's
short
from
French
fucking
guy, yeah.
Corsica.
Yeah.
He's an Italian. So when he like takes over Italy, they're like, well, yeah, you're from here.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's like one of the boys.
Hitler, the German, who's also Austrian originally. Like, yeah.
Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense as you reflect back because, we keep carving it up.
And we also, we think it's done, but it's not done at all.
Yeah.
Russia could very well just take over Ukraine, and now that's Russia again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
USSR split, in the 80s? Like, the map
MrBeast
is
might
not
take over
done.
South Africa, and now that's just its own country.
Add it to
Hey,
America.
next time we open a Beast Burger, we're marching the Canadian border.
Let's go, baby!
I was thinking about that when I had all those people there. I was like, if I really wanted to, I could.
That's the crazy part. This is you know how
It
you
was
say
like I'm standing in front of a sea of 20,000 people, and I could get them to do whatever
You
I
can be
want.
president. Storm a little building here or there.
Isn't that crazy? You know how you tell me like, oh, if you didn't have religion, you'd be a psycho?
Yeah. That's
A little, bro.
slowly-
If
we're
Jimmy didn't
getting
grow up with
there.
Christianity, bro, he'd be leading an army to Canada. Like, think about that. Like, that's crazy.